The stakes are high at the Big A as the Angels begin their final homestand of the 2012 season. Tonight, Jared Weaver goes for his 18th win against just 4 losses and his 3rd straight win over the division-leading Texas Rangers. It's time to go all in. The Angels' final stand starts now. Well, tonight is the beginning of the final homestand, a 9-game stretch. Tonight we begin with game number 1 against the division-leading Texas Rangers of this 3-game series. Let's take a look at the West standings as well as the American League wildcard standings. The Angels 7.5 back of the Texas Rangers in the West, 3 back of the wildcard. Oakland currently losing to the Detroit Tigers. Baltimore will be taking on the Seattle Mariners a little bit later on tonight. We welcome you inside the Big A and back to Angels baseball here at Fox Sports West. Victor Rojas along with my partner Mark Gubiza. Before we start talking a little bit about Jared Weaver making the start tonight, an announcement that Albert Pujols will not be in the starting lineup tonight. He is back home in St. Louis tending to the birth of his daughter that occurred on Sunday. He is scheduled to be back in the lineup tomorrow night. Now let's fast forward to tonight. Jared Weaver, as we just finished pointing out to you, looking for his 18th win, and he's the guy that can set the tone for this Angels ball club over the last couple of weeks here.
Yeah, Victor going for his 18th win, his 100th career win overall, but the reality is with Weaver, he's all about winning big games, and it's a big game here tonight against Texas. He's coming off a very good game against Oakland, which they struggled the first 3 games. In that day game on Sunday, Weaver was outstanding. His no-seam fastball was very good. His command of hhis slow curveball, his changeup was excellent. His fastball, 4-seam fastball, very good. 9 punch-outs in 7 shutout innings, only allowed 2 hits. He's 8-0 in his career versus the Texas Rangers here at the Big A. So look from the establish that fastball. He's had real good success against Hamilton and the rest of this lineup with his slow curveball and changeup. But a very important pitches against this Ranger lineup is the off-speed pitch. He's got a good fastball, but utilize that curve and changeup.
Well, the Angels will face a familiar opponent. Ryan Dempster's getting a start for the Texas Rangers. He made his debut in the American League against the Halos. Just about ready for baseball here at the Big A. Sit back and relax. Lineups at first pitch when we return. Angels baseball is brought to you by the All-American Jack Combo for only $4.99 plus tax at participating stores. By the amazing Hyundai Sonata. Visit your Southern California Hyundai dealer today.
And by 76 Gas. We're on the driver's side.
Absolutely gorgeous night for baseball here at the Big A. Game one of this three-game set between your Angels and the visiting Texas Rangers. Jared Weaver and the Halos, wearing their pearly white home uniforms, have taken the field. You see Mike Scioscia going through the ground rules here. Jim Wolf, Jeff Nelson, Bill Welke, and Corey Blazer, the umpiring crew, with Wolf behind the plate this evening. We'll check out Ron Washington starting 9 as Texas, with an 87-59 record, leads the American League West. The two-time defending American League champions. Ian Kinsler will lead things off at second base. It's Elvis Andrus at shortstop. Josh Hamilton in center field. The red-hot Adrian Beltre gets a second day off. They had the off day yesterday. He'll serve as the DH tonight and the cleanup hitter. Nelson Cruz is in right. Michael Young gets to start at third. David Murphy has had a nice year. He's in left field. Mike Napoli will be catching Ryan Dempster for the first time this year. He will bat eighth and do the catching. And it's Mitch Moreland batting ninth and playing first base. Taking on Jared Weaver, as we pointed out, a 17-4 record, a 2.74 earned run average. That's second best in the American League.
And 9-2 overall at home this year with an ERA 2.39, 50 and 20. 30 games over 500 pitching at the Big A, going for win number 100 tonight against that Texas Ranger lineup. Also has an opportunity to go 9-0 at home against the Rangers at the Big A here. Very effective as far as utilizing that curveball against them.
Let's check out the defense behind Weaver tonight. Vernon Wells is in left field. Mike Trout in center. Torrey Hunter's in right field. The infield consists of Alberto Callaspo, Eric Ibar, Howie Kendrick, and Kendrys Morales from third to first. And it's Chris Iannetta doing the catching.
And with Weaver on the more fly balls and Vernon Wells out in left field, I was asking how he was going to position himself with this Ranger lineup. He'd say more so in the alley. They're not as much pull down the line guys. He's going to be able to situate himself in the power alley to be able to cut off potential doubles.
Dave Anderson, who was exchanging the lineup cards, just now getting over to the third base coach's box. Ian Kinsler ready to step in. Texas tops in the American League in batting average, on base percentage, slugging, and runs scored. The Angels on their heels a lot of those categories. Weaver's first one tonight is lifted foul and out of play, and a 1 count. Kinsler, the second baseman, hitting .263, 17 home runs, 69 runs batted in. 0 for his last 10. No one. This one's popped up. Kendrys Morales calls off Howie Kendrick. There's out number 1.
The 2 fastballs in against Kinsler, jams them and gets a first out, which is important, especially with Elvis Andrus coming up, who's had a lot of success against Jared Weaver throughout his career. At .407 career hitter against Weaver.
Halos are 7-6 against Texas this year. Last meeting between these two teams, of course, in Arlington. That was that 4-game series in which the Angels took the first 2, had a 6-0, 7-1, and 10-7 lead. In game 3, ended up losing that one in a walk-off, and then lost the finale of that 4-game set. The first one to Elvis Andrus, a little bit high and away. That's 1 ball, no strikes. Andrus hitting .294, 3 home runs, 57 runs batted in. Takes in off the plate. It's 2 balls and no strikes.
2 pretty close pitches. One just off the outside corner, and that one just off the inside corner.
2-1. Texas 21-20 within the division. They are 40-32 out on the road. 2-1 pitch. It is in at the knees. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Angels 40-32 here at the Big A. And against their Western opponents, a 24-21 record. And Ron Washington's done a heck of a job as the manager of the Texas Rangers. Prior to that, serving as the third base coach for the Oakland A's. 2-2 on the way. It is just a little bit low, apparently. It's
that's pretty close. He's throwing him 5 fastballs here in this sequence, and that's a 4-seam fastball. It looks like he might have caught the bottom part of the strike zone, and it did. We're in our Fox tracks.
Jim Wolf calling the balls and strikes tonight. 3-2 is out to center. Trout is there. Drops. So 2 fly ball outs for Jared Weaver to start this one off. Brings up Josh Hamilton, center fielder. A 4-game hitting streak for him. .287 average. Leading the majors
with 42 home runs. Was tied with Miguel Cabrera at the start of the day with 123 runs batted in, but Mickey's kind of blown that open a little bit. 8 RBIs tonight, 3 homer performance. Just capped that performance with a grand slam against the Oakland Athletics. Hamilton takes a strike on the inside corner.
Lots of fastballs early on from Weaver.
Oh, 1. Missed down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jared coming off that start against Oakland on the 13th right here. No runs, 2 hits, 7 innings. Had 9 strikeouts, 1 walk. 2 balls and a strike. Those 9 punch outs, the most that he'd had at a start since his August 6th start at the Coliseum against the A's. 2-1 pitch. Just missed in. 3 balls and 1 strike. Kinsler popped out to Morales to start the game. Andrews took Weaver to a full count before hitting a fly ball to center. Adrian Beltre's on deck. 3-1 on the way. And it's a walk. Beltre coming to the plate. We'll check out our Kia standings in the American League West. We just showed them to you, but that game in Detroit is now a final. Tigers taking care of the A's, so right now Oakland 3.5 back in the American League West. That is a tough road stretch, a beginning of a tough road stretch for Oakland. 3 in Detroit, 3 in New York against the Yankees over the weekend, then 4 against Texas next week in Arlington.
That young pitching staff will definitely be tested.
Beltre looks at a strike. These 2 teams, Oakland and Texas, will finish the regular season with a 3-game set at the Coliseum, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of October. Beltre has just been insane since August 20th. A .390 average since to raise his overall average to .318. Fouls this one back. It's an 0-2 count. And in that stretch, 14 home runs, 25 runs batted in.
Showing great power to right center field also. We've seen him over the years pull the ball down the left field line, but he's shown that power to center, the right center.
Weave ahead of the count at 0-2 with Hamilton standing at first base, a 2-out walk. Swing and a miss. Down goes Beltre. The inning comes to an end. We'll head to the bottom of the 1st. Choud, Ivor, and Hunter to face Ryan Dempster with no score. Angels at 80 and 67 have Mike Choud leading things off at center field. Eric Ibar is the shortstop. Torrey Hunter will bat in the 3 spot tonight. Kendrys Morales, a cleanup hitter at first base. Howie Kendrick at second. Vernon Wells gets the start in left field. Alberto Callasco is at third. Mark Trumbull will serve as a DH. He'll bat 8th tonight. Chris Inetta batting ninth and doing the catching. Taking on Ryan Dempster, and this will be the 2nd time that the Angels have faced the right-hander.
And Ryan Dempster has been throwing the ball well of late. Won the last 5 starts with ERA under 2. Fastball 88 to 93. Has a good slider. There's a cut fastball and a split finger fastball.
6-1 record with Texas, a 4.11 ERA. Dempster got the start, his first start in the American League after the trade against the Angels. There's Trout, looks at an off-speed pitch down low. Dempster in that final game, in that 4-game series, went 4 2/3, gave up 8 runs on 9 hits, including 2 home runs, had 6 strikeouts and 3 walks. As he falls behind here, 2 balls and no strikes.
And Ryan Dempster does a little bit something unorthodox as far as moving the glove. Reason why he does that, because there was a time where he was tipping his pitches. He does that to distract the hitters.
This one pulled to third on a pitch on the outside part of the plate. Trout's retired. There's the first out to start the Angels half of the first inning. Defensively for Texas, Murphy, Hamilton, Cruz in the outfield from left to right. Young, Andrews, Kinsler, Moreland from third to first. Napoli behind the plate.
Right on cue, Michael Young at third base. He's played all 4 infield positions for the Rangers throughout his career. Has committed 1 error in that position. .977 his fielding percentage. Has turned 3 double plays. But the Angels will press the issue as far as bunting down that third base line to force him to come in and make that play at third base.
There's Eric Ibar batting in the 2 spot today. Albert Pujols not in the lineup. The first one to Eric is downstairs. Ibar in Sunday's game against Kansas City had a 3-hit performance in that 2 spot, a double and a couple of singles, hitting .291 with 7 home runs and 41 runs batted in. Young playing in on the grass just in case. This one's hit toward the middle. Kinsler can't get it. It's a base hit. First base runner for the Halos is on board. And as Torrey comes up, we'll check out our Hyundai key to the game.
It's an Aerosmith for you tonight, Victor. I don't want to miss a thing. Obviously, when you're playing the Texas Rangers, you want to make sure you do all the little things to put yourself in position to win the game. Hit and runs, get that ball down on the ground, plays in the field, make all the good throws into your cutoff man. And when you get an opportunity, Ryan Dempster will get a pitch out over the plate at some point. You have to capitalize and crush a baseball.
Torrey with a 4-game hitting streak, hitting .308 on the year. 15 home runs and 79 runs batted in. The first one's a little bit high.
Dempster's allowed 6 stolen base in 8 attempts over here in the American League. He has 2 pickoffs. He's got a very quick move to first, but when he goes home, his times at the plate are not all that quick.
Ibar with a good lead at first base. Takes off. The 1-0 pitch is inside. A third down to second is not in time. A stolen base for Ibar. That's been a struggle for the Texas Rangers in throwing out would-be base stealers, whether it's Soto or Napoli.
And a real good jump in the times at a plate for Dempster. Not quick. As Ibar slides into scoring position now for Torrey Hunter. And that hand in there before the tag was applied to the jaw of Eric Ibar.
And Torrey ahead of the count at 2 balls and no strikes. In the dirt. Blocked by Napoli. 3 balls and no strikes. And we pointed out, too, that this is the first time that Napoli has caught Ryan Dempster in a game. Giovanni Soto, who was his battery mate with the Cubs, came over in a separate deal. Has caught every start that Dempster has made as a member of the Rangers. We'll see if that kind of has any effect whatsoever. But Ron Washington opting to go with Napoli because he has hit the ball so well against the Angels here in this ballpark. 3-0, that is in there. Get it over fastball.
That last time in Texas where Mike Napoli caught Darvish for the first time. Darvish had a tough time. We've seen Mike Napoli over the years. He's very solid as far as framing pitches. Calls a good game, but when you're not familiar with a pitcher, you can slow down the pace of that guy on the mound.
Kendrys Morales on deck. The 3-1 pitch. He went around. Breaking ball. That's what you'll get a lot of from Ryan Dempster. Full count now. Dempster acquired on July 31st in exchange for minor league third baseman Christian Villanueva and right-handed pitcher Kyle Hendricks. Originally in the Ranger system, a 3rd round pick by Texas in '95.
He's done it all in his career. He's been a starter. He's closed games. He will not give in. That's why he threw that 3-1 slider.
3-2 is popped up behind the plate. This will reach seats.
Get another off-speed pitch. And a fastball count for him. Looked like a split-finger fastball that stayed up in the zone.
Angels, as we mentioned, just on the heels of Texas offensively. A .273 team batting average is second to Texas. They're third in the American League with 698 runs scored. Fourth in on-base percentage, third in slugging. Second in stolen bases. Big hole on the right side. Kinsler trying to keep Ibar close to the bag at second. Another 3-2. Little looper to center field. There's a base hit. Ibar's going to be waved in. Hamilton with a good arm, and that throw is cut off. Ibar scores. The Angels have a 1-0 lead.
And Mr. Clutch once again. Torrey Hunter base hit up the middle. Gets that run across. Talked about the opportunities presented himself. Eric Ibar steals a base. The 17 stole base, got in scoring position. And then Torrey with a fastball in the inner half was able to get enough of the bat on it. Get that into center field. He's had a chance to be a potentially close play, but cut off. At least off the glove of Mitch Moreland. Allowed Eric Ibar to score.
And Moreland's intention was to cut that ball off, just didn't come up with it cleanly. So Torrey has a 5-game hitting streak. Has picked up his 80th run batted in. He's at first with one out. At Kendrys Morales, the batter. Modified shift in the infield with Kendrys as Elvis Andrus almost directly behind the bag at second.
With Dempster's now has pitched 5 total innings against the Angels, has allowed 9 earned runs this season.
Kendrys hitting .279 with 20 home runs and 67 runs batted in. Now Alfredo Griffin wants a balk. Jeff Nelson, the first base umpire.
And before you break your hands out of your glove, you have to disengage from the pitching rubber. And Alfredo Griffin felt that Dempster did not do that.
A strike on the inside corner.
Let's see if he did that. It looked like he stepped off before he took the ball out of the glove.
One ball, one strike. Morales with a left-hander on the mound on Sunday had the day off. Pujols served as the DH. Trumbo got to start at first. Kendrys homered in his start on Saturday night in Kansas City. Check in at Torrey. Halos up 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. Trout a ground out to third. Ibar with a single and a stolen base. Came around to score on the Hunter single. Here's the 1-1. Off speed, lifted foul and out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Torrey, as we pointed out, his 80th run batted in, had 82 last season as a member of the Angels, 92 years ago.
He seems to be anywhere Mike Scioscia puts him in the lineup of late, whether it's a number 2 spot or number 4, and then tonight the number 3 spot. He's been coming through. .348 hitter since the All-Star break.
Long look in for Dempster. Bigger lead for Torrey at first. Here's the 1-2. This is fouled back with the fastball.
He's 2 for 3 against Dempster down in Texas, including a home run.
Texas 5th in the American League in staff ERA 3.87. The starters at 4.15. Their bullpen's been pretty good. Another 1-2. This one's fouled off once again. Rangers bullpen with a 20-11 record of 3.23 earned run average. They've had a couple of little lingering things as far as the aches and pains of September out of the bullpen, but nothing drastic. Everyone seems to be healthy right now going into the home stretch. Same goes for the Angels. 1-2's down low, going with the off-speed pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, Torrey's got a pretty good sized lead over there at first base.
Three against Texas, 3 against the White Sox, and 3 against the Seattle Mariners. That's the 9-game homestand. 2-2 pitch. This is pulled over to second base. Kinsler feeds Andrews for 1. Relay to first is in time. Inning-ending double play. The Angels strike first, however, on the Hunter base hit. That brings home Ibar. We've played 1. The Angels lead it 1-0. RBI single, scoring Eric Ibar to put the Angels up early. There in the second for Texas, it'll be Cruz, Young, and Murphy to face Jared Weaver. Had 1 walk, 1 strikeout in that first inning. First one to Cruz, fouled back.
Another fastball from Weave. 17 pitches thrown, 16 of them so far have been fastballs.
Significant how?
Because what he's doing, like we saw in Oakland where he threw a shutout, a lot of these Texas Rangers in this lineup are looking off speed. You can tell even by Beltre swinging at that last pitch through that fastball.
This one driven out to right field. Torrey Hunter back at the wall will make the catch for out number 1.
And reason why you do that, it allows you to save your secondary pitches, your out pitches for later on in the game. When you're going to have spots where there's going to be somebody on base and you can throw your slow curveball or changeup, still have that in the bag so they're not looking for one specific pitch against you. Especially you don't want to give away all your out pitches early in the game against a team like the Rangers.
So with 1 out, nobody on, Michael Young steps up. Going to start today at third base. Looks at a fastball for a strike. Young hitting .274 with 7 home runs, 62 runs batted in. 23 doubles and 3 triples for Young. Lifts this one foul down the right field line and out of play. Product of Bishop Amat High School.
And with your fastball, where it's located for Weave so far, you can get some quick outs. He's got 3 fly ball outs and 1 strikeout so far. Ahead of the count here, 0-2, both fastballs.
Ground ball to third. Callaspo's got it. 2 outs. Today's broadcast is on AFN, the American Forces Network, broadcasting to the U.S. Armed Forces, serving in 175 countries and aboard ships at sea. They're watching around the world in Iraq, Germany, Italy, Southwest Asia, South Korea, and Japan. Welcome to our broadcast, and as always, we thank you for your service.
Well, we both like that pitch that Weaver threw to Michael Young, especially Michael Young's always looking away when he's behind in the count. And he ran that fastball in and got a ground ball right to Cayaspo at third base.
First ground ball out that Weaver has picked up tonight. David Murphy, the left fielder, with a 1-0 count. Looks at a strike, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Murphy's had a very good season for him, a .314 average, 13 home runs, and 55 runs batted in, getting a lot of playing time. He's now 6th in the batting race as this one's looped out to left. Wells coming on, and a 1-2-3 shutdown inning for Weaver. We'll head to the bottom of the second. The Angels on top 1-0. Ryan Dempster. Bernard Wells will follow him, and then Alberto Cayaspo. Dempster got Kendrys Morales to roll into the inning-ending double play to finish off the first after Hunter picked up the base hit and an RBI. Howie hitting .281 with 7 home runs, 57 runs batted in, takes a fastball inside. 0 for 4 game on Sunday. Mentioned that both of these teams had the off day yesterday. 1-1. One ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2. Down and away, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Back-to-back cut fastballs for Dempster. You see a lot of those between cut fastballs and sliders. He throws about 44% of his pitches will be fastballs, so a lot of off speed. Has a solid split finger fastball too.
Napoli set up outside. The 2-2 bounce towards short. Andrews comes charging in. Clean transfer, and there's the first out here in the second. And he's not a guy, Dempster that is, that you're looking to pull. He's going to kind of pitch middle away from the right-handed batter.
Yeah, a lot of cut fastball, sliders away, fastball away. We'll show the fastball in just to keep you honest. But will not live on the inner part of the plate. So you can go up the middle to right center if you're a right-handed batter against him.
Dempster, a free agent to be, was having a very good season with the Cubs, as the first one is just off the plate. And it's 1 ball, no strikes on Wells, hitting .230. 11 home runs and 27 runs batted in. Back-to-back multi-hit games Saturday and Sunday. First time this year he's had back-to-back multi-hit games. Back in the lineup in left field. 9 doubles, no triples.
And with Albert not in the lineup today for the Angels, you look for guys like Vernon, Mark Trumbo to pick up that power swing.
2-1. Coach Dempster had very good numbers with the Cubs. 5-5 and a 2.25 ERA in 16 starts before the trade. 2-1. Breaking pitch, chopped toward the middle. Andrews is not going to get there, and there's a 1-out base hit. Folks, the 2012 wildcard and divisional round playoff tickets go on sale Thursday at 10 a.m. Tickets are only available online at angels.com. For more information to purchase those tickets, visit angels.com today. Wait, 2 weeks from this coming Friday, playoffs kick off.
It's amazing.
Here's Callaspo with 1 out, 1 on. First one's outside.
Boy, it's almost, it doesn't seem that long ago we were in Arizona and Tempe for spring training games.
Yep.
All of a sudden, the postseason just right around the corner.
And looking all over the map as to the scores, New York, the Yankees hosting the Blue Jays, was postponed today because of a big storm in that area. Wells takes off. Callaspo bounces one toward short. Hit off the mound. And it ricochets right to Andrews. Andrews is going to make the play regardless, even if that ball didn't redirect. But Wells ends up at second base. Now there are 2 outs for Trumbo.
But I do like what Mike Scioscia did there as far as sending Vernon Wells. You don't want to be station to station. That had an odd bounce. It looked like it got the dirt and the lip of the grass around the mound.
Yep.
Redirected it enough. And Andrews was going to be there and make the play, but Vernon in scoring position.
So 2 out, Wells in scoring position. As we were saying, Yankees were postponed. That obviously means something now with Baltimore just a half game back in the American League East. Baltimore and Seattle just underway at Safeco. First one to Trumbo is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Tampa Bay is trailing now the Boston Red Sox. That could be a pretty big one, although still plenty of baseball to be played there. 7-5 in the 7th.
We were wondering why that 7th inning was taking so long, because Boston was up 7-3.
The Tigers remain 3 back in the Central with Chicago defeating Kansas City. That one's in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes. Trumbo 3 for his last 13. The average of .268. Picked up his 31st home run of the year on Sunday. 3-run shot, giving him 87 runs batted in. An opportunity to add to the Angels' lead here in the second. All 3 Rangers outfielders straight up against Trumbo, and all 3 fairly shallow. 2-0 pitch. That's up and in. 3 balls and no strikes with Chris Ionnet on deck.
Yeah, pretty shallow in the outfield, all 3 positions. Hamilton plays a shallow center and left. That's now with a second 3-0 count. Doesn't necessarily mean he's going to throw a fastball down the middle of the plate here either.
3-0. Took something off. 3-1. This one's lifted on the first base side. Mitch Moreland into foul territory. Makes a catch. The inning comes to an end as the Angels leave a man in scoring position. 2 of the books. 1-0 Halos. and Kinsler coming off a 1-2-3 second. Slightly different season for Mike Napoli this year than last year. He was 225 with 18 home runs and 43 runs batted in. Activated from the disabled list. He had a little quad strain he's been dealing with. And that was on Saturday when he came back off the DL. Swings the first one and bounces it foul. It's an 0-1 count. There's 33 games with a left quad strain. Homered on Saturday, his first since July the 3rd. Oh, 1 pitch. Breaking ball hit in the air. Towering shot to straightaway center field. Trout is back at the wall, and it's a 1-1 tie. Mentioned that Napoli's had good numbers here at the Big A, and that's why Ron Washington started a .411 average, now with 9 home runs and his 13th run batted in.
Well, he continues to put up numbers overall against his former teammates. Remember, a .447. This is 4th home run. Slider up. Weaver knew it. 10th home run in his career versus the Angels.
So we're knotted up at 1 as Mitch Moreland steps to the plate. 182nd home run that Texas has hit this year. 19th for Napoli. Moreland, the first baseman, hitting .279 with 15 home runs and 48 runs batted in. Swings here and lifts one out toward the alley in left center field, and that's going to fall in there. So back-to-back hits, the first 2 allowed by Weaver tonight. Brings up Ian Kinsler.
And Moreland now 8 for 25 against Weaver.
Kinsler 0 for 1. He popped out to Kendrys Morales to start the game. Swings the first one and drives one out to left field. Wells is going back at the wall, and he can't make the play and goes into the stands. A 2-run home run for Kinsler, 3-1 Texas. Vernon appears to be all right. 18th home run of the year for Kinsler.
And that's the dangers with this lineup for Texas. They can put runs on you in bunches. Fastball, inner half, and that's the danger spot against Kinsler. He's very quick. And the up and in fastball. Vernon tries to jump up, and then he hits the low part of that wall in left field and falls into the stands trying to make that play.
So still nobody out here. Elvis Andrus looks at a breaking pitch for a strike. Andrus hit a fly ball to center field in the first inning. He is 0 for 1. So low throw, and Morales has it. There's the first down here in the third. So 3 straight hits, 2 home runs, a single sandwiched in between those 2 home runs. Texas, just like that, has a 2-run lead.
The 19th home run that Weaver has allowed this year. 10 versus right-handers, 9 versus left-handers.
Hamilton swinging and missing on the breaking pitch, and it's an 0-1 count. He drew a walk in the first. He only walked it. Weaver's issued tonight. He's only struck out 1. That was Beltre to end the first. Beltre's on deck.
Well, you can see all the hitters the second time around are thinking that Weaver's going to throw first pitch fastball. They've been very aggressive. Kinsler got a fastball and squared it up. Same thing with Napoli, got a slider, but Mitch Moreland fastball went to left center field.
0-2 on the way. Check swing. Did he go around? No. Corey Blazer, the third base umpire, saying he did not. 1-2 now.
Oh, he definitely crossed the plate on that one. I think Hamilton even felt he was going to be called out.
Another 1-2 on the way. That's down and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 3-1 Texas here in the top of the third. Ground ball to first. Weaver a little bit late breaking toward first base and just does get there. And there's out number 2.
Change up to get a ground ball out. Hamilton runs very well. You know he's big. He runs well. Good feed though by Kenny's allowed Weaver to be able to get that baseball, get the foot on the base before Hamilton stepped on the base. That's a perfect feed for Morales.
2 outs of the base is clear now for Beltre. Swings first pitch, fouls it off to the right.
They're up hacking first pitch fastball. There's no doubt this Texas team is very aggressive. But if you locate that fastball well, you can get some easy outs with that pitch. But if you miss location, they're guessing fastball like they have been here early. It's troubles.
Check swing, did not go. 1 ball, 1 strike. Beltre himself asking for the appeal. One pitch. Just missed it. 2 balls and a strike. Three-one count now. Beltre serving as a DH today. With the off day yesterday, Ron Washington wanting to give him back-to-back days off from playing the field. Nelson Cruz is on deck. 3-1 pitch. Swinging. Just got a piece of it. Full count. Leadoff home run by Napoli, single by Moreland, 2-run home run by Kinsler, putting Texas on the board here in the third. Here's the payoff. This is lined right to third. The inning comes to an end. The Texas strikes for 3. We'll head to the bottom of the third. The Angels down 3-1. Los Angeles Angels, it may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. 3-1 Texas here in the bottom of the third. Iannetta, Trout, and Ibar to face Ryan Dempster. Iannetta hitting .246 on the year with 8 home runs and 23 runs batted in.
Well, that's a 17th career home run for Kinsler against the Angels. It's a high total when you think about it. Leadoff hitter.
Dempster paints the corner. The count is even on Iannetta. 1 ball, 1 strike. 6 doubles, a triple. To go with the 8 home runs for Chris. 1-1 pitch. On the corner again. And again, Dempster's just staying outside for the first 2 innings. And might as well until Angels hitters make an adjustment.
It's a great location.
1-2 down the right field line. This one slicing foul and out of play.
It forces you to hit the ball that way. But as a hitter, you want to crowd the plate and look to hit the ball up the middle or the opposite way.
Yep.
If you try to pull that pitch, it's going to be a ground ball to Andrews all day long.
The 1-2 way outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Full count. Trout on deck. The Angels getting a run in the first inning. A single by Ibar and a stolen base by Eric. He scored on the single by Torrey Hunter. 3-2. This one's fouled off to the right. Another 3-2. Jammed him. This one rolled to second base. Kinsler throws out Iannetta for the first down here to third. And the Angels take on the White Sox on Friday. And fans in attendance will receive a Mike Trout Rookie of the Year candidate poster courtesy of State Farm while supplies last. Purchase your tickets today at the Angel Stadium ticket office or by logging on at angels.com. So far, the Angels have not had their leadoff man reach. Trout grounded out in the bottom of the first, so he's 0 for 1. One ball, no strikes.
Dempster with 6 ground ball outs so far in the game here with only 1 out in third. A nice job as far as hitting that fastball and cut fastball slider away and down.
Count even up now at a ball and a strike. Saw Miguel Cabrera have his batting average jump up with the big game that he had tonight against Oakland at .333. 2-1 now. Trout 3 for 12 in a series against Kansas City. Looks at a strike. 2-2. Dempster's come off a win against the Cleveland Indians his last time out. 2 runs on 7 hits and 7 innings of work. Reeled on 5 consecutive victories since losing at Yankee Stadium against the Pinstripers on the 13th of August. Gave up 8 runs on 9 hits and 6 innings in that start. 2-2. This is off the end of the bat toward first base. Moreland will feed Dempster, and Trout is out at first. 2 outs.
Well, that's a real tough play for Moreland and Dempster, especially with Trout going down the line. Dempster got off the mound pretty quickly. Right away, knows he has to be in that position. Again, that line towards first base. Now, if you go the old school run up the line with the base runner, Trout's going to beat that out, but he went straight at the base and got a good feed from Moreland to be able to just beat Trout at first base.
Two outs, nobody on. 3-1 Texas as Eric Ibar steps in. He singled in the first, came around to score. Eric had his 14-game hitting streak snapped on Saturday. Picked it right back up with that 3-hit game on Sunday. So fouls back the first one. It's an 0-1 count. No Albert Pujols from the starting lineup tonight. Scheduled to be back in there tomorrow. Stay back in St. Louis with his family. The birth of his daughter occurred early Sunday morning. This one's pulled foul, 0-2 count. Now the 0-2. Ibar loops one into right field, his second hit of the night. Off speed pitch, went down and got it.
Now it's time for our AT&T U-verse replay. Torrey Hunter, last time up after Ibar singled, stole second, got into scoring position. Torrey fought off a tough fastball inside, punches it into the outfield for a base hit in his 80th RBI of the season. He continues that hot swinging since the All-Star break.
He'll come up with 2 outs and a man on. Five-game hitting streak now for Hunter. Ibar with a big lead at first. Torrey got tied up with that fastball in. 0-1 count. Pitch out, nothing's happening. Ibar with the stolen base in the first inning is 17 on the year now.
And part of having a successful pitch out is sell it. When you go real quick to the plate, good base runners sense something's different. You want to keep your same routine and then have that good pitch out as far as the height of the throw in towards your catcher.
2 balls and a strike.
Got him.
Or did get him. Just grazed him. For 2 on and 2 outs now for Kendrys Morales.
Second fastball in. Just gets his arm. And the base run here for Kendrys, 2 men on.
Kendrys grounded into an inning-ending double play in the first inning. Dempster got him on an off-speed pitch. Kinsler's out in shallow right field. The first one is high for ball 1. Big hole on the left side. Michael Young staying home at third. Andrews at the bag at second base currently. And Moreland deep and toward the line at first base. Ibar at second, Hunter at first. The 1-0 inside. 2 balls, no strikes.
What we saw last homestand for Morales, he's hitting the ball very well to left center field. He's homered in his last 2 games, but his ability to drive the ball to left center field, especially when you're going to try to throw all speed or pitch away against them, The way the defense is set up for the Rangers, that could tie the game up if he can split that alley.
Here's a 2-0. Outside, off-speed pitch. 3 balls and no strikes with Howie Kendrick on deck.
No doubt Mike Scioscia's going to give Kendrick the green light here, 3-0. Again, it's all that comfort level for a hitter as far as attacking the baseball. 3-0.
Let it fly. Got a 92-mile-per-hour fastball. Comes up empty. 3-1.
Well, that's the kind of swing you want from a 3-0 swing. You're trying to do damage. Now you get back to your normal approach.
Two on, 2 outs here in the 3rd inning. 3-1 Texas. The 3-1 pitch. Morales takes outside. They're loaded up for Kendrick.
Maddox making his first visit out to the mound.
Quick visit by Mike Maddox, a pitching coach. First walk issued by Ryan Dempster tonight. He got the first 2 outs rather easily on ground outs. Ibar on an 0-2 count, looped a single to right. Corey Hunter on the second pitch was a graze, and then Morales works the walk. Howie with the bases loaded this year, 3 for 15. Here's the first one. Fouls off the breaking pitch. And it's an 0-1 count. Howie 0 for 1. He grounded to short on an off-speed pitch in the second.
You look at the arm strength of the Ranger outfielders. Hamilton very strong in center. Nelson Cruz very strong in right. Murphy slightly above average. Charges the ball very well in left.
0-1. This is grounded to second base. Ian Kinsler has it. The Angels waste an opportunity with the bases loaded here in the 3rd. We've played 3 and Texas still on top. Nelson Cruz to lead things off. He'll be followed by Michael Young and then David Murphy. Weaver 42 pitches, a long 3rd inning. Gave up a couple of home runs and a single. Texas played at 3 runs. Well, the Angels with a golden opportunity trying to at least get one of those runs back. Near the bottom of the third, left the bases loaded. It's Cruz. It's a towering pop-up on the first base side. Near the railing. Can't get it. Just beyond his reach. 0-2 count on Nelson. Cruz drove one out to the warning track at right field, leading off the second. So he's 0 for 1. 1-2.
Cruz with that open stance and then closes the pitch as it's arriving. He's still looking for the inner half.
Lifted in the air to right. 1 out. Second look at our AT&T trivia question for tonight. Berto Clemente had exactly 3,000 hits when his life was cut short in the offseason. Which two pitchers had exactly 300 wins? There's Michael Young. He loops one out to center field. Travel played on a hop. A 1-out single for Young, who grounded out his first time up, so he's 1 for 2. David Murphy will step in. Wheels are turning for you. Do you have an idea?
I just keep thinking Phil Negro. I remember when he won his 300th game when he was with the Yankees, he threw all fastballs. No knuckleballs.
Here's David Murphy, who hit a fly ball to left field that ended the second. He'll look at a strike. You think at some point in that game that they were thinking he's going to throw one?
Yeah, he's got to.
He's got to throw one.
It was in Toronto, I think, too, as I recall. At the beautiful exhibition stadium.
This would bounce over to first. Morales with a backhanded pick. Fires dive off the run. Relay to first in time. A nice turn. Double play to end the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth with the Angels down 3-1.
Wireless receiver from AT&T Uverse. Visit AT&T.com/freeyourtv. Rethink possible. By CarMax. Start the search for your next car at CarMax. CarMax, start here. And by Hawaiian Gardens Casino. Get your game on.
Well, new center fielder for the Texas Rangers. We don't know what happened to Josh Hamilton, but Leonis Martin takes over in center. And once we get word, we will pass it along as the Angels are down 3-1 here, the bottom of the 4th inning. It'll be Wells, Callaspo, and Trumbo against Ryan Dempster, who's had 61 pitches. As Wells swings at a breaking pitch up around his shoulders, and it's an 0-1 count.
Well, Hamilton did have that foot race down at first base with Jared Weaver on the ground ball to Kendis Morales. Maybe that's when he hurt himself.
Wells 1 for 1, bounces single into center field his first time up. A 2-1 count. I would imagine that's the only thing. Something popped up was him running down the line there.
Yeah, because he didn't have to make a play in the field.
Yeah, but and then went back out on the field. That was in the 3rd inning when he grounded out. Interesting. 2 balls, 2 strikes here on Wells. Breaking pitch into center field. Nice job of hitting right there. 2-strike approach is going right back up the box. First time tonight the Angels have had their leadoff man reach. That'll bring up Alberto Callaspo, and we will check out our AT&T trivia question. Which 2 pitchers had exactly 300 wins to end their career? Lefty Grove and Early Wynn. How did you not know those guys were right in your wheelhouse as a youth?
Great names, at least. Lefty Grove, Early Wynn. Vernon, 3 games in a row of multi-hit games for him. Trying to deflect.
Callaspo looks at his strike. He grounded out his first time up. Didn't you go to those games on Sunday afternoons and buy your ticket with a nickel that you made?
Yes.
Shining shoes.
Yes, I go there with a suit on with my dad all the time.
And the straw hat.
Yes.
0-1 pitch upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. How cool was it to have the announcer announce the lineups with the megaphone when you were a kid?
With my hearing right now, it was perfect.
Wells on board, leadoff single. He's got 2 of the 5 Angels hits tonight. Vernon was on the move with 1 out of the 2nd when Callaspo grounded out to Andrews. Wells was stranded in scoring position. Two balls and a strike.
Definitely a pretty good action count here.
Wells doesn't go, and Callaspo rips one foul. Count evened up at 2-2. Dempster at 70 pitches, 39 strikes, 31 balls, no strikeouts, 1 walk, 5 hits allowed. The Angels with a run of the 1st inning. Texas with 3 in the 3rd against Jared Weaver. 2-2. What is that? 2-seam fastball. Callaspo gave up on it. That pitch just missed it.
And
full count.
Real close.
And it's some good movement on it too. See if Vernon will be on the move here. With a full count and nobody out. Mark Trumbo is on deck. Mark batting in the 8th spot tonight. Wells takes off. The 3-2 is upstairs, and he walked it. So the first 2 have reached for the Angels tonight. Second walk issued by Dempster, who's got a lot of movement on his pitches tonight, and at times he's hasn't been able to command it or control it, although he has made some quality pitches when he's needed to.
And he's trying to sink the fastball, and sometimes almost too much movement. When you try to pitch on the corners, whether inside or outside, with that type of movement, you're not going to allow the umpire to call a strike because it's going to move off the plate.
Mark Trumbo steps up. Nobody out. Runners at first and second. Trumbo popped out in foul territory. His first time up. Second game this year that Mark Trumbo has batted in the 8th spot in the order. Bulk of his games have been spent in the 5-hole. 62 to be exact. As he's hit this one up the middle. Kinsler has it go off the back of his glove and still throws out Trumbo for the out. Wells advances to third and Callaspo to second.
Boy, Mark hit that ball extremely well. The Kids are playing right over the base at second.
We've noticed that a lot for me and Kinsler. Obviously, we see this Rangers team quite a bit. He was playing that way to try to keep Wells on purpose near the bag at second, but even playing straight up for him, it's shaded toward the bag at second.
Boy, if you're Trumbo hitting the baseball, you think you did everything well. And then you have a defender right there to knock it down and throw you out. But still, both runners advance, both in scoring position here for Chris Iannetta. Tanner Shepard's getting up in the bullpen already for Texas.
Southern California product. The Angels needing to at the very least get a run out of this situation here. Chris Iannetta drives one out toward right field. Nelson Cruz going back. That's over his head. Off the wall, that'll bring home 2, and we are tied at 3.
Well, I like the emotion from Chris Iannetta there, first base also. He's looked away against Dempster both at bats. He gets rewarded with this rocket off the wall. Played well by Nelson Cruz to hold Iannetta to a single, but he drives in 2. Get him now 25 RBI. That's just a perfect approach. And crushed off the wall.
I don't know about you, and I know we see Torrey Hunter do it quite a bit, but whenever an outfielder throws that glove up, to me, that's the universal sign to a base runner. Go ahead and go. You're not deking anybody,
no,
especially when you're in scoring position. That's nothing on Nelson. Torrey does it all the time. Torrey does it when there's nobody on base.
He does. He's like, yeah, I got it. I'm just hoping that ball doesn't come off the wall and knock me down.
Yeah.
I mean, that ball was crushed.
Did a nice job playing that carom.
Yeah, if that gets by him, it's going to be a double, possibly a triple for Iannetta. But great approach for Chris.
Here's Mike Trout, 3-3 game. 1 out here in the 4th. Trout's 0 for 2. He'll look at a strike. Trout is grounded to third and grounded out to first. Mitch Moreland making a nice play, as did Dempster in that 3rd inning to retire Trout. Short lead for Iannetta. 0-2. But Dempster really has stayed away for the most part on Trout for sure.
He stayed away, and then once Mike looked away, he ran the fastball in on him last one. But still, you have to look away. That was just a perfect pitch he threw. Otherwise, let's try to shorten it up and go to right center field.
This one down the line, but foul. Being told that Josh Hamilton left the game with sinus issues, sinus discomfort. The 0-2. Trout takes upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Evan Grant of the Dallas Morning News providing the information via Twitter. Here it's 3-3. Bottom of the 4th. Iannetta, 2 RBI single off the wall. Stands at first. 1-2 pitch. Downstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
A lot of pitches thrown for Dempster here. It's in the fourth inning with one out. This pitch will be pitch number 80.
Off speed is down low and lays off. Full count now. Eric Ibar is on deck.
Dempster hasn't been able to command a split finger fastball or get any of the hitters to chase. Fourth full count for Dempster already in this game.
Shepard is ready to go in the bullpen if Ron Washington chooses to go that route. Time was called.
When Trout gets on base here, you might see Ron Washington going to the bullpen.
And we have seen that quite a bit the last couple of weeks. It's just that time of year, not just for these two teams, but for a lot of teams that are still in contention. Fernando Rodney was the 7th pitcher used by the Rays tonight. Iannetta takes off. The 3-2 is fouled back.
So some help out there already. The Tigers beat Oakland. Boston beats Tampa.
Yep, 7-5 the final in that one.
Seattle leading Baltimore. So you have to take care of business if you're the Angels. They tied it up there with a great approach by Chris Iannetta.
Quick throw to first, and Iannetta just does get back. Chris was on the move on the previous pitch. Mariners leading the Baltimore Orioles in the top of the 5th inning, 2-0. Iannetta takes off again. The 3-2's in. The dirty walk to third walk of the game for Dempster, 2nd of the inning. Here comes Ron Washington, and that's going to be it for Ryan Dempster, whose shortest outing as a member of the Texas Rangers. Last just 3 1/3. His previous shortest outing, 4 2/3 in his first American League start, and that was against the Angels in Arlington on August the 2nd. We've got ourselves a pitching change here at the Big A. The Angels have tied it up, looking for more with 2 on and 1 out. Angels baseball is brought to you by the Memphis Barbecue Burger with pulled pork on a cheeseburger, new at Carl's Jr. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T Rethink Possible. And by Dodge. Ryan Dempster is done after 3 1/3 tonight. 82 pitches, 3 walks, no strikeouts, and he departs with a couple of men on base. As the 25-year-old native of Mission Viejo, California, by the name of Tanner Shepard comes in, and our in and out, who is in, who is out.
Shepard has a very good fastball, 94 to 99, slider curve, changeup. Opponents are hitting .331 against him, though.
Shepard went to Dana Hills High School, was born in Mission Viejo, makes his home in Laguna Niguel. out of Fresno State University. Supplemental first-round pick in 2009 for Texas. Eric Ibar at the plate, Ionetta at second, and Trout at first.
Has a tendency to overthrow his breaking pitch. 3 wild pitches.
Ibar's 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. Breaking pitch, and that hit him. The bases are loaded for Torrey Hunter. What were you saying about overthrowing the breaking pitch?
Exactly. I mean, he's got a great fastball, and he does have good break on his curveball and slider. But when you overthrow, he missed by a lot. He missed by a lot. And that would have been a very difficult pitch if it didn't hit Ibar for Mike Napoli to keep in front of him. And this is the time of your Torrey Hunter. You want to be patient. You look for a fastball that's middle of the plate or away and up so you can hit the ball in the air.
First one to Hunter. Down and away, and it gets away from Napoli. Ionetta comes in to score, and the Angels are up 4-3. Shepard is hurt. Trout is trying to come in to score. The Angels lead it 5-3. Time is called as Shepard will be tended to by the Rangers trainers. A crazy play on a wild pitch. The Angels score 2 runs.
Well, as you can hope, is that Tanner's okay. That's such a difficult play for a pitcher when you cover home and the ball is in the dirt like that. Overthrew that pitch once again by Napoli, sliding in. It wasn't the baseball, it was the slide in the foot caught by the plate. And then Trout able to score there also. It was more of the collision from the slide. Well, I always remember as David Cohn was with us in the Royals organization, and he had to cover home on a similar type of play in a last spring training game of the year, and a slide in got him in the knee.
So we have ourselves a pitching change. Tanner Shepard is done after 2 pitches. One hit Ibar, the other a wild pitch. The Angels have a 5-3 lead. We'll reset all of this when we return. and an error as Napoli gets charged with an error that allows Mike Trout to score and Ibar to end up at third.
Well, here's the pitch. It was overthrown again. Gets away. Torrey Hunter waving him home. And then the throw hits Jim Wolf and goes away. And in that collision at the plate, Sheppers and Chris Iannetta, and then Mitch Moreland's covering the plate to be able to try to get Trout at home plate also. Ends up being 2 runs scored on that wild pitch. And mixing an error there for Mike Napoli.
Well, Mark Lowe, pitching now in his 35th game, will have as much time as needed to get loose here. This has been a crazy inning. And remember, this inning started with Leonis Martin replacing Josh Hamilton at center field due to a sinus issue. Vernon Wells had a leadoff single. Cayaspo walked. Trumbo grounded out. That put runners at second and third with 1 out. Iannetta brought those 2 runs in to tie the score at 3 on a single to right field off the wall. Trout worked the walk. Dempster was taken out of the ballgame. Ibar came up facing Sheppers, and on the very first pitch got hit on the foot to load the bases up. And then on the very first pitch to Torrey Hunter, we just saw what kind of evolved. The wild pitch, the error on Napoli. The Angels have a 5-3 lead, still with 1 out, and Eric Ibar standing at third base. And Torrey Hunter will have a 1-ball, no-strike count. Jared Weaver through it all, gets a chance to kind of relax on the bench.
He may indeed go in there at some point. This inning like this, go in and play some catch. Underneath the tunnel, you have that batting cage in there just to get loose. Lowe's fastball. He's got a good fastball. That throws about 62% would be fastballs. He's around 91 to 96. Will throw a slider, occasional changeup, but more of a fastball slider guy.
Check out our Time Warner remaining schedule. Remember, this is a 9-game homestand that began tonight. 3-game series against Texas, 3 against the White Sox that lead the American League Central by 3 games. Off day next Monday. That'll be the last off day of the regular season. And then 3 against the Seattle Mariners. And then it's 6 out on the road to finish off the season. 3 in Texas and 3 in Seattle. Off day on the 4th. And if there is a tie, a play-in to the wild card, that game would take place on the 4th, as we've been told, or that's how it's been explained so
I think
far.
There's a great chance it's going to happen in both leagues.
But that's the tie. If there is a tie for the second spot on the wild card, or a 3-way tie, whatever the case may be, the very first wild card game is supposed to take place on that Friday. Now that is to be determined, I would imagine.
Always got to deal with weather. We saw that right now on the East Coast. A number of games were postponed. They even had a tornado warning in Washington, D.C. today, which is unusual, especially this time of the year.
And that is only this year because of the scheduling quirk and the late addition to the second wild card, and that's why things would get sandwiched in with that off day, which is supposed to be a travel day on that Thursday. But you've got to get there first. Right now, the Angels needing to take care of business against Texas before looking ahead to anything else, even looking ahead to tomorrow night's game.
And it's all about that game that you're playing right at that moment for the Angels.
So Torrey steps up. The infield is in. A 1-ball, no-strike count. 5-3 Angels here in the 4th. Eric Ibar standing at third base. Torrey is 1 for 1 with an RBI single. Was hit by a pitch the last time up. A breaking pitch smothered by Napoli. It is 2 balls and no strikes. Torrey now with a 5-game hitting streak. The RBI in the first inning, his 80th of the year. Morales on deck, the 2-0. Lays off the breaking ball, and it's a strike. Torrey wants to know if it was a strike on the pitch or on the swing.
That's a pitch you're going to lay off of anyhow. 2-0 slider.
So it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Swinging and missing on that breaking pitch. 2-2. 4 runs in for the Angels here in the fourth. A crazy fourth inning. 2-2. Down and away. Full count. Let's check out our Hyundai key to the game.
I don't want to miss a thing. These are the opportunities that are presented for you. 2 runs scored on the wild pitch and allowed Eric Ibar to go all the way over to third base. An opportunity to expand the lead against this Ranger club. Talk about a dangerous lineup is you have to score when given the opportunity.
3-2. And Torrey takes down low on the off-speed pitch. He draws a walk. That's the 3rd walk issued in this inning. 2 by Dempster, now 1 by Lowe. And Kendrys Morales will step up. Texas will play their middle infield back, looking for the double play ball. Kendrys, the 8th man to bat here in the 4th inning. Kendrys tonight a double play ball in the 1st, walked into 3rd. Young is also back at 3rd base. Ibar, the base runner at 3rd, Hunter at 1st. The first one, swing and a miss, off speed pitch. 0-1 count.
A lot of off speed from Mark Lowe. He has a good fastball. A number of sliders and changeups here.
Lowe has missed some time on the disabled list this year due to a right intercostal strain. That was late June into August. As Kendrys swings and misses half-heartedly at the off-speed pitch down low. And it's 0-2. Little number up the 3rd base line. Ibar's going to come in to score. Morales will reach on an infield base hit with an RBI. 6-3 Angels.
Well, you talk about an odd inning. 3 singles in this inning, yet 5 runs scored for the Angels, taking advantage of the little things.
You wonder almost if you're Low in that situation, you let that ball bounce and see if it'll go foul. Wasn't hit that hard, especially since you have no play at first base.
And they don't know that for sure as a Ranger club, and most times that baseball does stay fair, but you, as a pitcher, you have no chance at first. You might as well let it roll just in case it would roll foul. And once it got beyond that line, then you can tap it foul.
So still 1 out. Now Howie Kendrick as the Angels have batted around here in the 4th. The first one is in for a strike. RBI for Kendrys, his 68th of the year.
Well, so my numbers, 10 of the last 12 hitters have reached base, 4 singles, 4 walks, 2 hit batters.
Howie tonight 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs. Hunter at 2nd, Morales at 1st. In the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. One pitch. Down and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. And as of yet, maybe it's a product of coming in cold and having to warm up on this mound. Spotting the fastball has been an issue for Lowe. The off-speed pitch has been pretty good.
And that's the only pitch he could throw for a strike so far has been his slider or changeup. But they had some hitters chasing that pitch. Try to bring that slider up in the strike zone.
Good hitters counted 2-1. The breaking pitch on the corner, 2-2.
Well, that pitch looked like it was off the plate. Napoli brought it back. He got the benefit of the call. High slider.
Lowe's ready. Glance back to Hunter. Now the 2-2. And that is off the plate. Full count now.
Decision for Mike Scioscia here. 3-2 count with one out.
Vernon Wells, who started off the inning with a base hit, stands on deck. Base runners go, and Howie fouls it back.
And Kendry's looking at Torrey because he wants to make sure he gets a good enough jump, because if there's no contact made, Mike Napoli will throw back at second base as compared to third. Because the guy at first base has to make sure the base runner at second is going. So you're more apt to be a little bit slower as far as your break. That's why you see catchers always throw that back throw to second base.
Big lead for Hunter again. Takes off again. The 3-2 bounce toward the middle. Andrews can't get it. There's a base hit. Hunter will score. Morales trying to go to third. The throw is wide. Howie trying to go to second, and he is safe. 7-3 Angels as Kendrick picks up his 58th run batted in.
Boy, great approach for Howie. Talked about the need for other batters in this lineup to come through with Albert Pujols not available tonight. Howie comes through with a base hit. Gets that fastball. Shortens up his swing, gets it by Andrews. Into center field for an RBI, giving him RBI number 58. And Kendrys aggressively goes to the third, and Howie in the second.
Mike Maddox out to pay a visit to Lowe. Vernon Wells will step up. He led off this bottom of the fourth inning with a single into center field. His second hit of the game. Infield is in for Texas once again. Still one out, 7-3 Angels. Wells 2 for 2, 3 consecutive multi-hit games for Vernon. 2 singles right back up the middle. Here's the first one, a breaking pitch in for a strike.
What we saw down in Arlington, you just don't stop scoring against Texas. If you get an opportunity to present it yourself right now, look for something you can hit in the air deep enough to score Morales from third base if you're Vernon Wells.
Morales standing at third, Kendrick at second, Vernon backing out at the plate. Ryan Dempster getting charged with 5 runs in 3 1/3, all 5 earned. Swing and a miss, another breaking pitch, and again it's the breaking pitch that Lowe has been able to master so far.
And that fastball is going to have tailing action back in the middle part of the plate. That 2-seam fastball. Way to shorten up your approach here, Vernon. Flair went in the right field.
Callaspo's on deck. 0-2. Tried to catch that corner with that fastball. A ball and 2 strikes. Shepard's faced 1 batter through 2 pitches. Faced 2 batters through 2 pitches. As Yoshinori Tateyama begins to warm up. 1 run gets charged to Shepard's. 1-2 pitch. Vernon takes just inside, 2-2.
Well, back-to-back fastballs from Lowe. You'd think there's a good chance he's going to throw a slider here.
Two on the way. Breaking pitch, line to left. Murphy is there. Morales is going to tag. And Kendrys will score. It's 8-3 Halos. Vernon Wells picks up his 28th run batted in.
Boy, nice job by Vernon. Got that slider. Was able to hook it and get it in the air and get the job done. Oh, Morales. talking about taking advantage of some mistakes made by your opponent. The Angels were able to do that so far with 7 runs scored here in the 4th. Good approach by Vernon. 3 good at-bats for him tonight.
Rangers pitchers in this bottom of the 4th inning have thrown 43 pitches so far. Callaspo steps up 0 for 1 with a ground down, a walk, and a run scored. Kendrick remains at second base. Outside 1-0. This one's pulled down the line. Cruz is not going to get there. That'll bring home a run. Callaspo's on his way to second. And the Angels' lead is extended to 9-3. Callaspo with his 16th double and his 49th run batted in.
Nice job there getting that fastball that was down and hooking it down in the corner. 16th double. Boy, just some real good approaches, more patient approaches in this inning for the Angels.
Here's Mark Trumbo. Swings through the first pitch fastball, and it's 0-1. Trumbo's 0 for 2. He's popped down and is grounded out.
Weaver may try to sneak in an extra warm-up pitch or two with this long half inning. We'll take it, though. 8 runs scored by his batters.
Foul off to the right.
It's been nearly 40 minutes for Weaver. His last pitch thrown to win. He'll go back out to the mound. He'll take it, though.
Way upstairs. This one towered out toward left center field. Martin will come in, make the catch. This inning finally comes to an end. A crazy bottom of the 4th inning. The Angels score 8 runs, 4 in the books. The Halos lead at 9-3. tonight's game. C.J. Wilson was honored as the Angels 2012 Roberto Clemente Award winner. Vote for the National Roberto Clemente Award presented by Chevrolet by visiting MLB.com/Clemente Award. Participating fans can win a trip to the 2012 World Series. Voting ends on Sunday night. And you know about the Roberto Clemente Award.
Yeah, won that as a member of the Angels in '97. It was an honor.
We've reached the top of the fifth. It is 9-3 Angels. Jared Weaver back to work. He sat for a long time, and he'll face the same guys he faced leading off the third. Napoli, Moreland, and Kinsler. First one is down and away. Napoli homered out to left center field in the third inning. His 19th of the year, solo shot, giving him his 44th run batted in. Weaver falls behind at 2 balls and no strikes. There's a strike, 2-1.
Well, if you're Weaver, you want to stay within your game plan. You don't change anything different just because your offense has scored you 8 runs. I think in terms of that shutdown inning, but you want to stay your same game plan against this Ranger lineup.
Off speed, thought about it. 3-1 now. Weaver with 1 strikeout, 1 walk, 4 hits allowed, including the 2 home runs. Napoli and Kinsler. 3-1 pitch. This is off the end of the bat down the line and slicing into the seats. So a full count. Remember, no Josh Hamilton as Leonis Martin takes over or took over in center field. Hamilton leaving the game with sinus issues. Three-2. Napoli pulls one into left field. Lead off base hit. That'll bring up Mitch Moreland as we check our Mazda leaders here in the 5th inning.
As far as all-time wins, as an Angel, Chuck Finley at the top, 165. Noel Ryan behind him at 138. Mike Witt, big curveball he had. Frank Tanana, John Lackey both at 102, and Weaver at 99.
Nobody out. Moreland at the plate. Morales playing behind Napoli at first as Moreland looks at his strike. He singled into center field. Actually more towards left center field in the 3rd inning. He's 1 for 1 and he's scored on the Kinsler home run.
Happy now 8 for 21 against Weaver.
Off speed pitch bounced foul up the first base line. 0-2 count. Oh, 2 upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 57 pitches thrown by Weave so far. 40 have been strikes. The 1-2 down in the dirt, blocked by Iannetta. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Weave is trying to get that good command back. That long wait in between innings. Nearly 40 minutes for him. As a pitcher, you go up and change your t-shirt underneath your uniform. Try to stay loose.
Unofficially about 38 minutes, 39 minutes. Sitting on the bench. That's how long the bottom of the 4th took. 2-2 off speed, and that's pulled off the glove of Morales. Ibar will pick it up and have no play on it as the first 2 have reached here. First and second with nobody out. Good off-speed pitch. Nice job by Kendricks to keep it in the infield, and Napoli stays at second.
It just got away from him far enough where nobody was able to make the play. Good effort by Kendricks. Showing some good range.
Kinsler 1 for 2. He popped out in the first inning. 2-run home run in the third. 18th of the year. Fastball is inside, 1-0. And home run by Kinsler, snapping an 0 for 11.
Kinsler has hit into 12 double plays. Although you see him most times hitting fly balls.
2 balls and no strikes. Jared has pitched from behind in this inning. Kinsler pops it up on the infield. Callaspo and Ibar. It's the infield fly rule, so the batter's out. 1 out. The official time of that bottom of the fourth inning, 39 minutes, 18 seconds. Unable to advance the base runners. 1 out. Runner still at first and second. Elvis Andrus coming up.
Boy, big out right there for Weave. You get that first out. You got to get that momentum going once again after your team scores you 8 runs and you look up. The Napoli base hit. Moreland another hit.
Breaking pitch down and away. Being told that Tanner Scheppers left the game officially with a bruised right knee. 1-0 pitch outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Andrews with a fly ball to center field, a ground ball to third. The Angels scoring 8 runs in the bottom of the fourth inning. Lead it 9-3. 2-0 pitch. In on the hands. 2-1. Napoli with a base hit to left field on a 3-2 pitch. Moreland with an infield base hit. He stands at first. Here's the 2-1. 2-2.
Boy, great location, that fastball for Weaver. He's fought his way back to even now against Andrews.
Two. Ground ball toward the middle. Hey, Ibar's got it. Fires the first. Inning-ending double play. We'll head to the bottom of the fifth. The Angels leading at 9-3. the pop-up by Kinsler, but then got the inning-ending double play, the second one that he has thrown today. As we start the bottom of the fifth, the Angels up by the score of 9-3. New pitcher on the mound for Texas as Yoshinori Tateyama comes on. This will be his 13th game this season.
Tateyama not overpowering, sinks his fastball very well. He's got a split finger fastball and also a slider. Fastball is going to generally be upper 80s to low 90s.
Mark Lowe went 2/3 of an inning in relief of Tanner Scheppers. Gave up 3 hits, 3 runs, all earned, and he had 1 walk. So Tateyama becomes the third reliever used by Ron Washington. And they've got plenty of relievers with September call-ups, and they had some guys, as we were talking about earlier in the game, it's this time of season where some guys have some aches and pains, and you have the opportunity to expand the roster, so why not? So they've got plenty of arms in the bullpen. Although the Scheppers, if Scheppers out an extended period of time, that's a nice arm to have. Hopefully the Southern California product is all right moving forward.
Yeah, you'd hope he's okay, because those are the type of plays at the plate. As a pitcher, you're taught to go around the plate to give that base runner that option to be able to get the foot in there, but sometimes on a bang-bang play, you don't have that option. He planted his foot at the plate, and Iannetta had that slide in at the exact same time.
Iannetta, skies went out toward left field. David Murphy going back at the warning track will make the catch, as Chris Iannetta just got it underneath it for the first out here in the fifth. Iannetta had the 2 RBI single in the fourth that tied things up at 3.
That's a good sign. Iannetta is getting hot again. He was hot for a while, then cooled down, getting back that swing. Just missed his 9th home run of the year.
There's Mike Trout. 0 for 2 tonight. First one is inside. Tateyama has spent the bulk of the season at AAA Round Rock. That's in Texas, just outside the Austin area. 4-0 record, 6 saves, and a 1.13 ERA. One ball, 1 strike. Trout is grounded to third, grounded to first, walked and scored in the 4th inning. He scored that second run on the wild pitch. Breaking pitch, catches the corner. That's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
It's the 117th run that Mike Trout has scored this year, which is tops in the American League.
There's the 1-2. Slider outside, 2-2. Tateyama from Osaka, Japan, in his 2nd season with the Texas Rangers. Got into 39 games last year. 2-0 record and a 4.50 ERA. Two. That almost got him. Fastball running it up and in. Full count. Tateyama, 36 years of age. But for a long time in Japan before coming over. Eric Ibar is on deck. Now the 3-2. And he walked him. Second walk picked up by Trout. Comes with 1 out here in the 5th inning. We'll take a look at our Subway surprise on the line. Is the wild card standing. Angels coming into tonight's action 3 games back of the Baltimore Orioles. Tigers have won. Tampa Bay lost tonight. Oakland lost. Baltimore losing right now 2-0 to the Seattle Mariners up at Safeco Field. That game now is in the top of the 7th. Here it's 9-3 Angels, bottom of the 5th. A man on with 1 out for Ibar. Been on base 3 times, 2 singles and a hit by pitch. Trout takes off. The pitch is a strike. The throw down to second is not in time. A stolen base. And for Mike Trout, that's his 46th of the year.
Pretty good jump. Solid catch and throw for Napoli, but Andrews unable to get the tag down. Tried to swipe the swipe tag, but the hand is in before the tag is applied. Good job be able to find that back part of the base with his hand for Mike Trout. 46 stolen bases.
Oh, 1 count on Ibar. One ball, one strike. One on the way. Breaking pitch, almost got him. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
The Eagles have worked 5 walks this game already. Hit a couple pitches. So some gift base runners. And the Eagles have capitalized against Ron Washington's club.
2-1. A little bit high, 3 balls and a strike. Torrey Hunter is on deck. 3-1 pitch. Ibar shoots one down the left field line. That is slicing and that is foul. Boy, nice approach by Eric, too.
You talk about letting the baseball travel in the zone. It's going the other way. That did miss by a lot down the left field line. Just went foul. He already has 2 singles. Hit by a pitch. Scored a couple runs and a stolen base for Eric Ibar.
So full count now with Trout in scoring position. 3-2 pitch. Ibar pulls this one past Moreland into right field. Trout's being waved around. He is going to score easily with no throw from Cruz. 10-3 Angels. Eric Ibar with his 2nd consecutive 3-hit game.
Well rewarded for those 2 swings. One just went foul to left field. This time turns on a pitch and gets by Moreland for an RBI single. 3rd hit of the game. Been on base all 4 times.
Eric Ibar with his 42nd run batted in. Here's Torrey. A single, hit by a pitch, and a walk. 1 for 1 tonight. Breaking pitch up and in. I wonder if Ibar will be taking off or start to hold things. To me, it's the bottom of the 5th inning, and with this offense, even without Josh Hamilton, you've got to score as many runs as possible.
We saw it in Texas. They had a 6-1, 7-1 lead down there in that one game, ended up losing game 3 of that 4-game series. Still way early in the game.
Quick throw over. Ibar is back. Eric picked up a stolen base. Back in the 1st inning. 17th of the year. Low throw. Nice dig out of the dirt by Moreland. I like the job Moreland does at first base defensively. Smooth over there.
Good glove. Good footwork.
Yep. One 0 pitch. Torrey chops it foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Good lead for Ibar at first base. 1-2. Ball and 2 strikes with 1 out. Torrey gets jammed, rolls one softly towards second base. Kinsler will throw out Hunter for the second out of the inning as Ibar advances into scoring position. I'll bring up Kendrys Morales. Kendrys with an RBI infield base hit in the 4th inning. That was against Mark Lowe. 1 for 2 tonight. He's grounded into a double play, and he's also drawn a walk. Ryan Dempster 3 1/3 tonight, 5 runs. Tanner Jeffers 2 batters. He was charged with a run. And Lowe 2/3 of an inning, 3 runs. All 3 earned on 3 hits. Tatayama's given up a run here in the 5th. 10 runs, 10 hits, no errors, 5 left on for the Angels, 3 runs, 6 hits, an error and 2 left on for Texas. 0-2 count.
Went back-to-back change-ups to him.
Ball and 2 strikes. Kendrick on deck. Off speed pitch. 69 miles per hour.
So difficult as a hitter to stay back on something that slow. The old adage is below the hitting speed. You really keep your hands back as long as possible.
2-2 on the way. Off speed. This was off the end of the bat. Kinsler's playing out in shallow right. This will end the inning as the Angels will tack on a runner here in the 5th. We'll head to the 6th. The Halos up 10-3.
against the Rangers 10-3. 8 runs scored by 8 different Angels in that 4th inning. 7 Angels with an RBI in this game as they lead 10-3. Jared Weaver back on the hill here at the top of the 6th.
Leonis Martin to lead things off here in the 6th inning for Texas. First plate appearance for the center fielder. He took over in the bottom of the 4th inning defensively for Josh Hamilton. 21st game with Texas this year, 186 average. 5 doubles, 2 triples, 6 runs batted in. As that one caught the inside corner. And the count is evened up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Martin called up on September the 1st, 3rd stint with Texas this year. Swing and a miss on the off speed, 1-2. At .359 at Round Rock, 12 home runs, 42 runs batted in 55 games this year. 1-2. This one's popped up. High at him. Calls everybody off, makes the catch. There's the first down here in the 6th.
This week's high school football 4 game of the week features Cathedral Catholic taking on Vista Murrieta, who had a very good game last Friday. This is Friday night at 7:30 on Prime Ticket, or log on to foxsportswest.com/prepzone and catch other games streaming live. But Vista Murrieta looked really good. They were up like 52 in the 3rd quarter. Cathedral Catholic, very strong team themselves.
Beltre lines one out to deep left. Playable for Wells. Off the end of the bat. 2 outs. Beltre 0 for 3 tonight with a strikeout, the line out. And now this one out to left field. Bring up Nelson Cruz. Cruz tonight twice has hit a fly ball to right field. Towering shot, a rainmaker out to shallow center. Trout comes on, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Weave. We will head to the bottom of the 6th inning. 10-3 Halos. To 3. Jared Weaver coming off a 1-2-3 top of the 6th inning. New pitcher on for the Texas Rangers. It's the Venezuelan by the name of Wilmer Font making his major league debut. Injured most of last year at Tommy John surgery. Did a nice job Down in the minor leagues this year with a 4-5 record, a 4.03 ERA. Myrtle Beach and Frisco, that's A-ball and AA.
Wow, making that big jump. Setting up an A-ball now at the major league level.
Takes over for Tateyama, who went 1 inning and gave up a run on 1 hit. He also issued a walk. Now is the Trout. 4th pitcher used now by Ron Washington. And Font will face Kendrick Wells and Callaspo here in the bottom of the 6th inning for the Angels. Font just 21 years of age. Actually 22 years of age. 22 a couple of months ago.
A good fastball, free and easy on his mechanics. And that one at 95.
Big guy, 6'4", listed at 210. Prior to this year, a couple of seasons in the minor league, 16-9 with a 4.10 ERA is how he fouls it back to the right. It's an 0-2 count. Kendrick tonight 1 for 3, had an RBI single with a run scored in the 4th. That game up at Safeco Field, the Mariners behind Erasmo Ramirez, leading the Baltimore Orioles 2-0 in the top of the 9th. Breaking pitch, fouled back. Last game for Font was Game 3 of the Texas League Championships on Friday. Pitched 2 innings and out. This is down and away. 95 miles per hour, 1-2. It's pretty good fuzz.
Yeah, 3 pitches already in this sequence at 95.
This is down the line, just foul. Howie late on that fastball. Almost sneaks an extra base hit.
And that one was at 96.
This one out to right. Cruz was shading him that way. Comes in, makes the catch. There's the first down. So 1 out, nobody on now for Vernon Wells. Wells 2 for 2, 2 singles, and a sac fly. He's also scored a run. Now with 28 runs batted in. The Angels took a 1-0 lead in the first, courtesy of the Hunter RBI single. Texas struck for 3 into 3rd. Solo home run by Napoli. A 2-run shot by Kinsler to take a 3-1 lead, but then Texas kind of had a weird bottom of the 4th inning. Ryan Dempster, Tanner Sheppers, and Mark Lowe combined to give up 8 runs on 5 hits. Bouncer toward the middle. Kinsler was shading him near the bag, and he got him. 2 outs. Fans, hurry into your local Chevy dealer today and get a great deal on a brand new 2012 Chevy. Right now during the Chevy Truck Month, you can take advantage of great pricing on a Silverado, Suburban, Tahoe, or Traverse. Hurry in while supplies last. It's the first time we've really seen kind of an overshift like that against Vernon. With Kinsler, the second baseman, just about directly behind the bag at second.
Over his last 3 games in which Vernon has had multi-hit games, a number of ground balls up the middle. Good approaches, but now they're kind of be able to put the defender right behind the base to be able to take that hit away.
Callaspo tonight 1 for 2, had an RBI double in the 4th. He's ahead of the count at 2 balls and no strikes. This one fouled back. 2-1 now. RBI for Callaspo in the fourth inning, his 49th, on his 16th double. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-2. In Seattle, Baltimore Orioles have put the first two base runners on with nobody out at the top of the ninth. The pitching change occurring. Ramirez, the starter, started the ninth inning. Now the 2-2. Inside, full count.
Yeah, Will Helmson's in the game now for Seattle, their closer.
Yeah, just dawned on me. You know, we like to talk about guys that kind of, especially guys we've never seen before, Font, who they remind you of. Giovanni Gallardo, a little bit.
With the hair and everything, just like him. He threw the ball well tonight for Milwaukee, who's back in that hunt for the wild card.
Still a full count with 2 outs. Trumbo's on deck. And this one's hooked down the line, and it is going to go foul. The pitch that Alberto loves, especially from the left side of the plate, down and in.
He's got good power on that pitch, and that part of the strike zone.
Another 3-2. And he walked him. 2-out walk. So Trumbo will get an opportunity here. Mike Maddox is going to go out and talk things over. Trouble tonight. The DH 0 for 3. He's popped out to first, grounded to second, hit a fly ball to center field.
Torrey quick getting out of the way of that foul ball towards the dugout.
Some foul back. 0-2 count. Baltimore Orioles have scored twice in the ninth inning to tie things up at 2 at Seattle. Chris Davis with a 2 RBI single. Here it's 10-3 Angels in the bottom of the 6th. Chaos was standing at first base with a 2-out base on balls. 0-2 into right. Cruz comes charging in. Will make the catch. The inning comes to an end. 6 in the books here at the Big A, and the Angels up by the score of 10-3.
Angels baseball is brought to you by El Pollo Loco. Crazy you can taste. And by Southern California Toyota. Check out the full line of fuel-efficient vehicles at your Southern California Toyota dealer.
Top of the 7th here at the Big 8 is a 10-3 Angels lead. Jared Weaver back to work to face Michael Young, David Murphy, Mike Napoli, the scheduled 3 batters. Breaking pitch is down and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Young extended his hitting streak to 7 games with a 4th inning single. He's 1 for 2 tonight, getting to start at third base with Beltre serving as a DH. This one's hit out to shallow left. Vernon comes charging in. 1 out. This week on Fox NFL Sunday, Frank Gore and the 49ers head to Minnesota to battle Adrian Peterson and the Vikings. Coverage begins with the Built Ford Tough Fox NFL Sunday pregame show at 9 a.m. Pacific. Who are you liking that game?
49ers.
Is that because we are in California right now?
No, but their defense is really good.
All right. So you're saying in my lock pool I should consider taking the 49ers?
Definitely.
Okay. I'm taking all kinds of advice. A lot of folks knocked out last week who took New England. I'm still in there. David Murphy takes down and in. 2 balls and no strikes.
Yes, you are. You're still around.
It pained me to take the San Diego Chargers.
But I'm being a Chiefs guy.
Yeah. Well, let's not talk about that. It's kind of like your Flyers. Not worth talking about. Murphy pops it up. Callaspo near the railing and runs out of room.
How about those Eagles, though?
1-1?
No.
2-0?
Yes.
All right.
Both wins by 1.
You're amazing, man. Seriously. You are the mayor. This one bounced over to second base. Whatever team is convenient for you when they're winning, that is your team. 2 outs here in the 7th.
It's like the Miami Heat are my favorite basketball team, too, right now.
What's that?
Miami Heat.
That's your team, too?
Yeah.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Napoli 2 for 2 with a home run and a single.
Just picking all the winners.
Yeah. The Eagles, first team in NFL history to win 2 games with 9 turnovers.
And to win both games by 1.
It's amazing.
That's all you need. Win by 1.
You know the Eagles fight song?
Fly, Eagles, fly to the road to victory.
1 ball, 1 strike. Why does that not surprise me? Home run by Napoli to third. I think his 19th of the year. This one bounced foul off the screen. That's 1-2. They are on to the bottom of the 9th at Safeco, tied at 2. Jake Arrieta is pitching for Baltimore.
No Johnson, their closer, not in the game. Looked like he was warming up.
1-2 pitch downstairs. 2-2. 1 strikeout, 1 walk for Jared Weaver tonight, both coming in the first inning. Two-two pitch. Breaking ball. Full count.
We're now be seeing the ball very well. And hand of Jared Weaver tonight takes that breaking pitch. It's a home run and a single. He's tracking it very well.
Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss on the change piece. Down goes Napoli. Another 1-2-3 inning for Jared Weaver. 7th inning stretch time here at the Big A. 10-3 Halos. Emptying the bench here a little bit. The new right fielder, Craig Gentry takes over in right field. Second baseman is the uber prospect Jurickson Profar, and Luis Martinez takes over behind the plate. Robbie Ross, the new pitcher, the left-hander, comes on in place of Wilmer Font, who went 1 inning, issued a walk in his major league debut.
Ross has done a nice job for Ron Washington. 6-0 mark, 1.78 fastball, 90-94 slider, curveball, and a very good changeup.
53rd game for him, 6-0 record of 1.78. There's also a new third baseman as Brandon Snyder takes over there. We assume all of these changes are straight up. Halos here in the 7th. We'll have 9, 1, and 2. Iannetta, Trout, and Ibars. The first one is upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Chris Iannetta tonight, 1 for 3, a 2 RBI single. As he fouls this one back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two and 1 now. This would bounce to short. Elvis Andrus has it. 1 out.
Around a fastball inning. Jam Iannetta to get that first out here. The 7th inning.
Trout takes inside for ball 1. Mike tonight is 0 for 2. A couple of ground outs and 2 walks as he swings through that one. A strike into the knees, 1-2. Ross spent some time with the disabled list with a forearm strain. Last outing, August 29th against Tampa Bay. This one's lifted foul and out of play. Came off the DL this past Saturday. And a really nice job for this Rangers bullpen. Swing and a miss, got him with a high fastball. 2 outs.
A well located fastball there from Ross to be able to get Trout for the second out. Upstairs, very difficult pitch to hit. Looks like a pitch to hit, but it was at 93.
So 2 outs, nobody on for Eric Ibar. 3 for 3 tonight, 3 singles, hit by pitch, a stolen base, and 2 runs scored. First time hitting from the right side tonight. They wanted to appeal, and he went around. 0-1 count. One and one. This one looped foul on the first base side. It's 1-2. Eric now with the 3 hits tonight has raised his batting average from 291 to 296. Done a nice job of late. That game, by the way, in Seattle now is headed to extra innings. Tied at 2 as they head to the 10th. 1-2 pitch. This one pulled down a line, just foul. Snyder, nice effort, but couldn't come up with it. But foul nonetheless.
When you think about where Eric Ibar was hitting for his first 40 games, 197. I got the batting average up to 296.
Chopping this one over to first. Moreland will take it himself. A 1-2-3 inning for Robbie Ross. 7 in the books here at the Big A, and the Angels lead is still 10-3.
Land Rover game summary. TEX AT ANA hits a rocket at the wall in the 4th inning, scoring 2. And some crazy stuff happens. A wild pitch. Tanner Shepard gets hurt on to slide in. Chris ended up scoring 2 on the wild pitch, and Callaspo crushes one, scores another run. 8 different runners scored in that 4th inning, of 8-run 4th, bottom of the 4th, after Texas had a lead at 3-1. And we're right now at 10-3, top of the 8th inning, with Troy Hawkins taking over for Jared Weaver, who did outstanding for 7 innings. And he allowed 3 earned runs.
Hawkins pitching in his 46th game, a 2-3 mark, a 3.57 ERA. Has 1 save under his belt here in the 8th inning. He'll be facing 9-1-2. Moreland, Kinsler, and Andrews. Although it looks like they did, pardon me, Profar and Andrews. Made the change defensively, didn't put Jurickson in there on the offensive side of things. So he'll bat second, and then Andrews bats third here in the 8th. First one to Moreland. There's a fastball that catches the corner. 0-1 count. Moreland tonight 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. Runs scored. Jared Weaver tonight 7 innings, 6 hits, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, 3 runs, all 3 earned. His earned run average just went up a blip, 2.74 to 2.79. In line for his 18th win of the season.
We did a nice job after that long bottom of the 4th inning. We come right back out there, gave up a couple hits, but then got a key ground ball double play off of Elvis Andrews, and retired in order to 6th and 7th inning for Weaver.
A ball and 2 strikes on Moreland. 3 runs, 6 hits, an error, and 2 left on for Texas. 10 runs, 10 hits, no errors, 7 left on for the Angels. There's a 1-2 down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Off speed, bounce foul. Two on the way. This broken bat bouncer towards short, backhanded by Ibar. There's down number 1. Hey, you can still subscribe to MLB.tv today. You can take advantage of new low pricing and see every remaining Angels out-of-market game live online in HD quality. Visit Angels.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere.
A strong throwing arm for Eric Ibar. A tough play. In the hole, throws out Moreland to get the first out.
Jurickson Profar takes ball 1. Switch hitting shortstop, playing second base. 3 hits and 13 at bats in the big leagues, but a highly touted prospect in the Rangers system throughout Major League Baseball in general. Homered at his first Major League plate appearance on the very 4th pitch. 3rd teenager to hit a home run, his first career Major League at bat. Bounces this one up the line. That is a fair ball. 2 outs. Young man hit a home run in the Futures game in Kansas City. Bright future. They've got a decision to make moving forward. They got Elvis Andrus. Profar is a shortstop by trade, but can play second base. Nice problem to have,
yeah,
especially at that position.
They have some depth in that position. Drafted very well the last few seasons.
Andrews looks at a strike.
Number of power arms down too in their minor league system.
This one shot at Morales. Does a nice job going to his left. Texas goes down in order. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. 10-3 Angels. Grimm is taken over for Robbie Ross, who went 1 inning, a 1-2-3 frame, including a strikeout. And as we pointed out earlier, that Texas has a lot of arms in its bullpen right now. Grimm gets an opportunity here. Pitch the bottom of the 8th inning. 1-1 mark, a 10.80 ERA, 10 innings, 12 earned runs. This will be his 4th game. Has 2 starts under his belt. The Angels here in the bottom of the 8th inning look like they'll have Cole Calhoun pinch hitting for Torrey Hunter, then Kendrys Morales and Howie Kendrick are the scheduled batters here.
And Grimm fastball 90 to 95. Does have a pretty good curveball and changeup.
Grimm combined, by the way, to go 11-6 with a 2.81 ERA between AA and AAA this year. Facing Cole Calhoun, the pinch hitter, swings the first pitch and rockets one right off of Grimm. That's going to go as an infield base hit. They're going to check him out.
Going down to the leg area to hit him. That was hit hard by Calhoun. Look at the back of the leg towards the Achilles or back of the heel.
Cole Calhoun is on board with a Infield base hit. That snapped an 0 for 10 for Cole. Kendrys Morales coming up. Meiser Sturis has come out to the on-deck circle. The breaking pitch is in the dirt, gets by Martinez, and Calhoun will advance. Wild pitch. One ball, no strikes on Kendrys. Is 1 for 3 tonight. Breaking pitch, bounce foul. Grimm, a 5th round pick at 2010 at the University of Georgia. Second year of professional baseball for him, getting a chance and a taste of big league life. Strike on the outside corner, 1-2. Grimm, 24 years of age. Here's the 1-2. Breaking pitch, bounce off the glove, and Profar's got it. Throw to first, and Moreland digs it out. Nice play by Jerks and Profar. They'll go as a 1-4-3 put out. There's that arm as a shortstop that he has.
Real good range. That's a very difficult play to make. Profar ranging. His throwing side, able to field that ball, then jump up and throw with a strong throw. One hop over to Mitch Moreland. We talked about Mitch Moreland. He's very good at first base. That good glove, good stretch, able to make the play.
Meiser Sturis steps in, looks at his strike. He's been nursing a strained rib cage injury. A 253 average. Looking for his first pinch hit. He's 0 for 19 this year as a pinch hitter. Take a look at our GoPro bullpen cam. That's Barry Enright warming up. Looks like he'll be coming on in the 9th inning. Cole Calhoun standing at third base. 1-1 pitch. Bouncer to second or toward first. Moreland cuts it off. It'll be the second out. It's an 11-3 lead. Meiser picks up the RBI. So 2 outs, base is clear now for Vernon Wells.
20th RBI of the year for Sturis.
Vernon looks at a curveball, first strike. A couple of hits tonight for Vernon. 2 for 3, couple of singles, a run scored, and an RBI. Picked up the RBI and a sac fly in the 4th. Good life on that fastball from Grimm. It's on you in a hurry.
He's got a smooth delivery.
Vernon foul tipped that one. Martinez hangs on to it, and the inning comes to an end. Halos tack on a run. We'll head to the 9th. 11-3 Halos. For tomorrow night's game, a couple of left-handers. Derek Holland is going for Texas, and C.J. Wilson, looking for win number 13, will be going for the Angels. A couple of changes for the Halos here in the top of the ninth inning, with the Angels up by the score of 11-3. Cole Calhoun remains in the game. He is in right field. Andrew Romine takes over at the shortstop position for Eric Ibar. Meister Stur stays in the game. He is at second base. And a new pitcher for the Angels is Barry Enright. Second appearance for him as a member of the Angels organization. It'll be Martin, Beltre, and Gentry here in the ninth. Troy Hawkins went one inning and got 3 ground ball outs. Leonis Martin 0 for 1. He popped out to Chris Iannetta. Swings first pitch. Hits one in the air to left. Vernon comes on. 1 out. They head to the 11th in Seattle. Mariners had runners at first and second with 1 out and left them stranded. So that score is tied at 2 at Safeco Field. Giovanni Soto pinch hitting here for Adrian Beltre, who finishes the ninth going 0 for 3. Soto, the former Chicago Cub, hitting .209 with 3 home runs and 19 runs batted in as a member of the Rangers organization. Enright delivers a strike. This one's fouled off into the seats on the first base side. And the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. The Angels looking for their 81st win of the season. Trying to pick up, they will pick up a game in the West, but needing some help in the wild card. Seattle Mariners. This one bounced over to third. Callaspo can't play the short hop. And Soto will reach as Romine chases it down. Error on Alberto Callaspo. Really didn't need to keep charging. Soto doesn't run that well. He could have laid back on the ball, but Alberto makes the error.
He's playing back, coming in on the baseball. He's done a nice job overall defensively at third base. This season, that strong throwing arm has made a number of really good plays.
12th error of the year for Callaspo. So man on with 1 out. And Gentry steps up, his first plate appearance tonight. Defensive replacement for Nelson Cruz in the 7th. Swinging first pitch, fouls it off to the right. Gentry of .306 average in 112 games this year. 11 doubles, 2 triples, a home run, 26 runs batted in. Very good speed. Enright trying to close this one out for Jared Weaver. Would pick up his 18th win of the season. Down and away. A ball and a strike. Weaver tonight, 7 innings, 6 hits, 2 strikeouts and a walk, 3 runs, 3 earned. All 3 coming in the 3rd inning. 2 home runs allowed. Napoli and Kinsler. Soto takes off at Gentry. Lines one to left. Soto will stay at second. So 2 on now with 1 out. And Brandon Snyder coming to the plate for his first plate appearance.
That's a 10th hit and 19 at bats for Gentry this year against Angel pitching.
Snyder, former, I should say, first round pick for the Baltimore Orioles. It was back in 2005. Looks at a breaking pitch for a strike. Hitting .281 in 39 games with Texas. 3 home runs and 9 runs batted in. Virginia native. Soto at second base and Gentry at first. Count even up at a ball and a strike. A 2-1 count on Brandon Snyder. 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
Anyway, get some good life on that fastball. Late movement. A good fastball count. Got to buy him.
This one's popped up to shallow right center field. Calhoun coming on. 2 outs. So David Murphy will step up with 2 outs and 2 on. Murphy tonight 0 for 3. Grounded out his last time up. First one from Enright, in for a strike. I've had a couple of folks on Twitter mention that they think that Barry Enright looks like a very young Burt Blylevel.
See if he can throw a curveball like him here, just for be able to finish this one off.
No one. Foul back.
Oh, he threw a curveball.
He did. It's an 0-2 count. Does kind of look like
Yes, he does.
Foul back. Well, the count remains at 0-2. Eight-run fourth inning for the Angels. Turning things around from a 3-1 deficit to a 9-3 lead. The Angels tacking runs on in the 5th and 8th to make it 11-3. That's what Enright's trying to keep it at right now with 2 outs in the ninth. Here's the 0-2. Lifted in the air to shallow left. Romine going out. Wells with the call. Light that baby up as the Angels take game 1 against Texas by the final of 11-3.
Boy, just an impressive first victory. You had Jared Weaver on the hill. That's the night you have to get that victory. And Weaver was solid through 7, but the offense taking advantage of some mistakes by the Rangers, scoring 8 runs in the 4th inning and never slowed down the rest of the game. Good approaches at the plate. Vernon Wells, another solid game. A couple hits, a sac fly. Trout scored a couple runs. Just putting it all together. Good approach too by Kenneth Morales. Bottom part of the order, very effective. Chris Iannetta, a rocket off the wall, scoring 2. Did a nice job once again calling the pitches for the staff. Weaver wins his 18th game, his 100th of his career.
Well, there's the wild card standings for the Angels at the moment. Got to wait to see what happens up at Safeco Field in Seattle. That game tied at 2 and then extra innings. And it's going to be a bullpen affair for those two teams. Jared Weaver now 18-4 on the season. Ryan Dempster has his 5-game winning streak snapped as he takes the loss. He is now 6-2 as a member of the Rangers organization. He gave up 5 runs on 6 hits in his 3 1/3 innings of work tonight. Chris Iannetta is set to join us here momentarily. And Chris, can you hear us all right?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Hey, buddy, I want to talk to you a little bit about tonight's game, and more specifically Jared Weaver. He gave up the 3 runs in that 3rd inning, but it looked like early on the game plan for Weaver was to throw a lot of fastballs to kind of establish that early before starting to go to the off-speed stuff.
You know, we just tried to get ahead in counts, and he did a great job of that. You know, we made 2 mistakes early, but other than that, he settled down and pitched his normal game. It was awesome.
Boy, Chris, you had a real nice approach against Ryan Dempster. He throws a lot of cut fastballs and sliders and fastballs away. You hit that ball rocketed off the right field wall to drive in, too. Is that what you were looking to try to do?
I was just trying to get a pitch to hit. I got a fastball early in the count and got the barrel to it. So glad I went for a hit.
I got to ask you a little bit about this offense, too. Obviously, no Albert in the lineup, but this ball club seems to kind of rally in those type of situations prior to tonight. A 5-2 record without Albert in the lineup, having outscored the opponent by 10 runs. It kind of speaks to what this team is capable of doing, regardless of who's in the lineup, who's not in the lineup, who's hot and who's not.
You know, we believe in ourselves. We have a lot of talent in that clubhouse. We knew that from day one. We knew that early in spring training, and you know, we're just happy that it's starting to show up now.
Yeah, Chris, you talk about the belief in this team right now. You take on the Texas Rangers and you win this first game. How important was it to be able to establish yourself against this Texas club and win the first game?
Yeah, just this time of year, the most important thing is win. You know, early in the year, you kind of dissect what we're doing wrong, but now all that goes out the window, and it's just find a way to win every night.
Chris, as always, we appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
You got it. Chris Iannetta, Angels catcher, behind the plate today for Jared Weaver, picking up his 18th win of the season. The Halos now 81-67 on the season. 11-3 the final. The first of 3 against Texas is in the book. Stick around. Michael Lees, Jose Mota, Tim Salmon will break it all down with Angels Live post-game edition. That is coming up next.